We're back with Norm Graf in P3 and PRO. Qualifying begins 15 minutes to set a time. Now with PRO P3, JT Tummy. Halfway point, 8 minutes remaining. JT Tammy sets the benchmark in Sector 1. JT Tammy goes purple in Sector 2. P3 for JT Tammy, a quiet run, so switching to PRO P4. Let's check on Olivier Gervais, P3 in AM. Now with the AM leader Karl Struhal, 6th in the championship. Frank Radosti currently P2 in AM. Now with PRO P2, Paul Ibbotson. Sector 2 purple for Paul Ibbotson. Paul Ibbotson with the fastest Sector 3 so far. Now with the PRO leader, Daniel Kirby. P1 Daniel Kirby, keeping it clean. Fastest Sector 1 of the session, Daniel Kirby. Here's the view from Jerry Chen's cockpit in the number 66 Lamborghini STC. On board with Norm Graf in the number 1 Lamborghini STC. Norm Graf holding P5. Olivier Gervais lost the rear in AM. Here's the replay. Five minutes remaining. Returning to Norm Graf in P5. Let's see it from Gilles Lalonde's perspective in the number 203 Lamborghini STC. P7 for Gilles Lalonde, a quiet run so far. Here's the view from Karl Struhal's cockpit in the number 42 Lamborghini STC. Karl Struhal maintaining P8. Karl Struhal goes green in Sector 1. Matthew Overton still searching for that first win of the season after 3 starts. remarkably consistent from John Maher. Switching to PRO P2, Paul Ibbotson. Paul Ibbotson cruising in P2. Max Sonthernlap is in a real groove, metronome laps. Personal best in sector. Oh, a spin for Norm Graf in PRO. 2 minutes left in the session. We're back with Olivier Gervais in P3 in AM. Let's ride with Paul Ibbotson in the number 165 Lamborghini STC. A solid 9 laps so far from Paul Ibbotson. JT Tammy into P2 in PRO, 120.093. That's 0.80 behind Daniel Kirby. Now on board with Tom Nacella driving the number. 1 minute to go. Here's the view from Olivier Gervais's cockpit in the number 82 Lamborghini STC. Olivier Gervais holding P10. On board with Daniel Kirby in the number 201 Lamborghini STC. That's qualifying done. Results coming up once all the times are in.
And Frank doing the business for the AM side. So 10 minutes on the clock. It's actually 5 minutes for the warm-up, and then I'll flick it over at 5 minutes to the race.
The grid is set. Let's look at the quality. Now for PRO, Daniel Kirby in the number 201 Lamborghini STC takes pole with 119.291. JT Tammy and Paul Ibbotson complete the top three. AM results: Karl Struhal in the number 42 Lamborghini STC on pole with 122.059. Olivier Gervais second, Frank Radosti third. Switching to Karl Struhl's onboard in the number 42 Lamborghini STC. Karl Struhl maintaining P8. Now on board with Daniel Kirby driving the number 201 Lamborghini STC. P1 for Daniel Kirby, a quiet run so far. Tight racing here. Paul Ibbotson. P3 Paul Ibbotson keeping it clean. Matthew Overton tops PRO with a 123.822. That's 4.53 quicker than Daniel Kirby. On board with Matthew Overton in the number 174 Lamborghini STC. P2 for Jerry Chen in PRO with a 123.173. Gilles Alonda has spun in PRO. Let's see that again. Back to Matthew Overton running P3 in PRO. Wheel to wheel in AM. James Bowden. Tom Nazella yet to stand on the top step this season, 3 rounds in. Fastest in PRO, Matthew Overton, 122.238. Let's see it from Paul Ibbotson's perspective in the number 1 6.5 Lamborghini STC. James Bowder's fastest in AM, 123.541. Here's Max Suntenlap in P9 in PRO.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
The grid is set. 14 cars in 2 classes ready to go. First up, PRO. At the front of PRO, Daniel Kirby in the number 201 Lamborghini STC. JT Tammy second in the championship P2. Paul Ibbotson 10th in the championship P3. John Maher 7th in the championship P4. Norm Graf 3rd in the championship P5. Max Somthenlap 3rd in the championship P6. Matthew Overton 8th in the championship P7. Gilles Lalonde 1st in the championship P8. Jerry Chen 7th in the championship P9. Next up, AM. Carl Straw leads
so just
AM in the
remember
number
at
42
the
Lamborghini
corkscrew, let's
STC.
just take it easy and go zipper through there, all right?
Olivier Gervais, 2nd in the championship P2. Frank Radosti, 8th in the championship P3. James Bowders, 3rd in the championship P4. Tom Nazella, 7th in the championship P5.
The safety car goes up the hill faster than my Miata. Yeah, that rise before the dip up the hill, I get stuck at like 83. A lot of them slow down going up the hill.
Everybody, let's have a great race out there and get everyone to the finish line.
They're away. 14 cars now racing. 29 minutes at Laguna Seca. AM PRO. Jerry Chen holding P1. Jerry Chen gets by Frank Radosti. Tom Nazella going for it on Frank Radosti. Issues for Frank Radosti in the... Frank Radosti running in P14. Can Olivier Gervais finally take that top step? Now with the AM leader Karl Struhal, 6th in the championship. Gap now 1.5 seconds for Olivier Gervais. John Maher trying to hold off Max. Here's the view from Max Somthenlap's cockpit in the number 203 Lamborghini STC. We're about a minute into this fight and still no resolution. Let's see James Bowders move on Olivier Gervais in AM. Back to the fight for P4 and PRO between John Maher and Max Somthenlap. A new personal best Sector 1 there for Max Somthenlap. Action in PRO. JT Tammy versus Paul Ibbotson for P2. P3 Paul Ibbotson keeping it clean. JT Tammy under pressure from Paul. Let's look back at when Frank Radosti came to a halt on the formation lap. Returning to the battle for P2. Let's ride with Karl Struhl in the number 42 Lamborghini STC. Karl Struhl tops AM with a 123.379. That's 0.73 quicker than Tom Nazella. Wheel to wheel in PRO. Max Somthenlap maintaining P5. P5 Max Somthenlap, 1.8 back. Oh, Olivier Gervais had a significant problem on lap 1. Here's what we missed. Returning to Olivier Gervais in P5 in AM. Jerry Chen still searching for that first win of the season. Oh, Norm Graf is all over Max Somthenlap. .3 seconds the margin for Max Somthenlap in P5. Now with AMP2, James Bowders. Norm Graf challenging Max Somthenlap for position. We rejoin the PRO battle for P5, Norm Graf and Matthew Overton. Norm Graf cruising in P5. Here's that PRO passed by Max Somthenlap on Norm Graf. Back to the fight for P9 in AM between Gilles Lalonde and Jerry Chen. Norm Graf is struggling to maintain the pace. Oh, another look at Frank Radosti overtaking Tom Nazella in AM. We're back with Tom Nazella in P4 in AM. Tom Nazella with 9.8 seconds of clear. Oh, look at this PRO. Olivier Gervais in. Switching to Olivier Gervais' onboard in the number 82. Oh, issues for Tom Nazella in the onboard with Tom Nazella in the number 28 Lamborghini STC. Matthew Overton yet to stand on the top step this season, 3 rounds in. While the action has quieted down, let's revisit an earlier moment. Back to Tom Nazella, running P4. Oh, action in PRO. Gilles Lalonde versus Jerry Chen for P9. Impressive consistency from Jerry Chen. Here comes Jerry Chen on Gilles Lalonde. Jerry Chen takes P8 in PRO. P9 for Jerry Chen, a quiet run so far. Jerry Chen is pulling away, gap up by 0.7. Oh, we're at the halfway mark. 7. Gilles Lalonde under pressure from James Boders in the PRO fight for P10. James Boders' pace is fading. James Bowder's hanging tough in this battle. The lap times are starting to drop off for Matthew Overton. While we were elsewhere, Olivier Gervais stopped on track on lap 7. Returning to the battle for P5 in Oh, trouble for Tom Nazella in A. Here's the view from Tom Nazella's cockpit in the number 28 Lamborghini STC. Losing a bit of pace now, Tom Nazella. Daniel Kirby is struggling to maintain the pace. Pro Gilles Lalonde in trouble. James Bowder's making a move on Gilles Lalonde. Lap 10 for Gilles Lalonde, settling into the rhythm. Let's ride with JT Tammy in the number 202 Lamborghini STC. The lap times are starting to drop off for JT Tammy. Here's something interesting we missed. Returning to JT Tammy in P2 in PRO. Twelve laps completed by JT Tammy. Can Gilles Lalonde finally take that top step? 3 races in and still looking for a win. Olivier Gervais is in trouble in AM. Here's the replay. We're back with JT Tammy in P2 in PRO. Oh, let's look back at when Olivier Gervais came to a halt on lap 7. Back to JT Tammy, running P. Daniel Kirby's pace is fading. Gilles Lalonde had a significant problem on lap 10. Here's what we missed. Returning to Daniel Kirby in P1 in PRO. Daniel Kirby is struggling to maintain the pace. Switching to PRO P2, JT Tammy. JT Tammy running 5.3 seconds behind the car ahead. 10 minutes remaining. While we were elsewhere, Olivier Gervais stopped on track on lap 10. We're back with JT Tammy in P2 in PRO. Solid 15 laps so far from JT Tammy. Olivier Gervais lost the rear in AM. Here's the replay. Back to JT Tammy running P2. Let's see it from Daniel Kirby's perspective in the number 201 Lamborghini STC. Let's look back at when Norm Graf came to a halt on lap 12. Returning to Daniel Kirby in P1 in... Oh, great AM racing. Karl Struhl defending P6 from Max something lap. The gap is stretching out for Max something lap. The gap is only 1.2 seconds, so close. Losing a bit of pace now, Max something lap. The lap times are starting to drop off for Karl Struhl. Olivier Gervais has ducked into the pits from P13. A spin for Matthew Overton in PRO. Let's take another look. We rejoin the PRO battle for P5, Karl Struhl and Matthew Overton. Karl Struhl going for it on Matthew Overton. Action in PRO. Norm Graf versus Jerry Chen for P8. P9 Jerry Chen, 0.7 seconds to the car in front. The times are coming down for Jerry Chen. Max Somtherlap is struggling to maintain the pace. Max Somtherlap going for it on Matthew Overton. Matthew Overton. Oh, let's see Matthew Overton's move on Max Somtherlap and PRO. Back to the fight for P7 in PRO between Norm Graff and Jerry. 5 minutes left in the session. Just 0.6 seconds separating these two. Norm Graff challenging Matthew, and Norm Graff completes the pass. Now P5 in PRO. Max Somtherlap had a significant problem on lap 15. Here's what we missed. Returning to the battle, V6 in PRO, Norm Graff versus Jerry Chen. Norm Graff hanging tough in this battle. Losing a bit of pace now, Matthew Overton. Tom Mazzella still searching for that first win of the season after 3 starts. Gilles Lalonde has spun in PRO. Let's see that again. We're back with Gilles Lalonde in P9. Oh, while we were elsewhere, Matthew Overton stopped on track on lap 16. Back to Gilles Lalonde running P9 in... Oh, Jerry Chen under pressure from Max Somtherlap in the PRO fight for P7. Two minutes to go. Jerry Chen has completed 19 laps now. Something has gone wrong for Gilles Lalonde in PRO. Let's take a look. Returning to Gilles Lalonde in P9. Oh, let's look back at when Gilles Lalonde came to a halt on lap 18. 1 minute remaining. We're back with Gilles de London in P9 on wheel to wheel in PRO. Jerry Chen challenging Norm Groff for P6. Jerry Chen is building a cushion. Jerry Chen is reeling in Norm Groff. Jerry Chen extending the lead. Oh, Olivier Gervais has slowed dramatically in AM. Here's the replay. Back to Olivier Gervais, running P4 in AM. Daniel Kirby, second in the championship, wins the PRO. Here's the view from Frank Radosti's cockpit in the number 404 Lamborghini STC. Oh, let's look back at something we missed earlier. Returning to Frank Radosti in P3 in AM. Now on board with Karl Strohal, driving the number 42 Lamborghini STC. John Maher takes the flag in P4. A first win of the season for Karl Strohal. On board with James Bowders in the number 92 Lamborghini STC. JT Tammy finishes P2 in PRO, second in the championship. Norm Groff finishes in P5 as we watch this battle unfold. James Bowders finishes P2 in A. Switching to Frank Radosti's onboard in the number 404 Lamborghini STC. Paul Ibbotson completes the PRO podium, 10th in the standings. Frank Radosti completes the AM.
Okay, looks like we're all, pardon me, looks like we're all done. Daniel, JT, and Paul leading out front from start to finish, and a lot of fighting going on behind you, with Carl ending up in 5th place overall and taking the AM win, and then James and Frank taking the AM 2nd and 3rd. So nicely done, everybody. Great race. And
crazy
should
car
be
was
fun the
trying
second
to
time
kill
around.
me every lap.
That's right. I tried to kill myself.
Behind the wheel, man.
This thing trying to swap ends of every corner. I guess I got the rears too hot too early.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Okay, so we'll just wait for it to flip over, and then we'll be able to do stuff.
Say 10 minutes.
5 minutes. So you've got from now until 5 minutes of the warm-up while I do my business.
Jerry and Jill's had a great battle going on there for about 6-7 laps.
Yeah, but my rears went too hot. As the lap went down, I was getting jittier and jittier.
I was killing
Yeah, I
my
kept
front
overheating my right front.
I never looked at anything other than the straight A. I was like, am I going to keep this thing together?
Yeah, I was setting up. I thought I was fine, and then it said, nope, sorry. Let's make a couple mistakes.
Matthew, you were closing on me, and then I was starting to have to sweat a little bit, and then boop, you're gone.
Yeah, I just messed up in a, I think it was, forgot which corner it was. Yeah, it was coming out up onto the uphill straight. I just puckered it up and recovered slowly, and then did it again on the turn 10, I guess it is. Just borked that and sent the car flying in the air. Fortunately, no damage, but it was frustrating, to say the least. Frustrating, to say the least.
my tire just overheated like pretty much instantly, and I had no more grip.
We're all in that boat.
Like a full.
All 13, I guess.
I think it's
Tom's not
Tom.
coming back. Tom has left the building. Okay. Okay. I think that has done. No, it hasn't done the job. All right, let's try it again. Has that done the job? No, it hasn't. Oh. All right, here. So I'm going to do this differently.
Hey, Mac, are you on voice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mac, did I see in the chat that you said you had a wireless wheel?
Did I what?
No, I was talking to Mac, something lap.
Oh, Mac, it's on the left. Okay.
Yeah, I had a wireless wheel, and then for some reason I couldn't get it
Carl
reconnected.
Schuell holding P4. Now on board with Max Somtherlap driving the number 203 Lamborghini STC.
All of the Simagic wheels are wireless for data. Yeah. It does data through a wireless connection from the base to the steering wheel.
Oh, from the base to the steering wheel. Okay, I get it. I thought you meant like the whole wheel. Like, what?
All 15 Newton meters via wireless power distribution. Nikola Tesla would be proud.
Why is this being a pain in the buttocks?
It wouldn't be
Olivier
RFQ
Gervais
otherwise.
running in P8.
It's not letting me, for crying out loud, I'll be back in a second.
Hey, John Mayer, are you exiting VR and coming back in?
Oh, that's why. God. I tell you.
I tell you what, that was the quickest 30 minutes.
Here's the view from Max Somtherlap's cockpit in the number
goes by
203
quick,
Lamborghini STC.
Yeah, I was all sweaty chasing you, Norm. That was fun.
I pulled a muscle in my lat last night racing the
Max Somtherlap maintaining
1967
P12.
Grand Prix cars in Mexico. This is a little painful tonight.
Dangerous business, this sim racing.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
This is the
here.
first race I've done in a long time without any medicine.
We know what you mean by medicine, right?
You know.
All right, that's better.
Too bad I moved out of Oklahoma because now it's legal. Back when I lived there, they'd throw you in fucking prison.
I know a little bit about running in with the law back in the day.
There we go. Now it's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, Matthew, don't you have to have it in the warm-up to do that?
Yeah, I know. I was getting all excited. So we've got 5 minutes from the start of the clock. I'll be back in a moment.
Let's ride with Olivier Gervais in the number 82 Lamborghini STC. P8 Olivier Gervais keeping it clean.
Oh, there's the wiggle man. Yeah, he's over there where the like the bottom of turn 2 where the Porsche plots normally is.
Oh, I see him. Yep, thanks, James.
Norm Graff holding P3.
I was looking for him during the race.
God dang it, I'm going to have to get myself a
Let's
new
see it
headset.
from Carl Struhal's perspective in the number 42 Lamborghini STC. Carl Struhal cruising in P4.
So I went faster with my race setup than I did with my Q setup. Isn't that
Fastest
about
in
normal?
PRO, Norm Graff 124.572. That's 4.05 quicker than Daniel. Oh, Norm Graff lost the rear in PRO.
Is your race
Here's
set
the
up
replay.
softer?
Shit. Sorry, Mac.
It's all right.
I took my eyes off it for 1 second.
We're back with Norm Graff in P2. Now with the AM leader Olivier
I was
Gervais
going to
second
say, in
in the
real life, don't
championship.
they put a cone there at the crest of the hill?
I've never seen one.
It's your home track, ain't it, Daniel?
I don't know about home track, but yeah, I've been there several times. I'm actually going here again at the end of
P3
May.
Olivier Gervais keeping it clean. Max something lap yet to stand on the top step this season, 3 rounds in. Olivier Gervais continues to improve through Sector 1.
It's still like 500 something. Yeah. For the no sound limit days, they're super expensive. Yeah, those are a diamond in the rough. But you're still paying like 500 for 93 decibels, though, yeah? Or is it like 104?
Okay. Going over to the next session, guys.
I'm not
Switching
sure
to
about now.
PRO
A
leader
few,
Gilles Lalonde.
several years ago, you could do like a 90 decibel day for like 280. Even during like the summer? Yeah, like June-ish. But I bet the 90 dB days are still probably like 400 nowadays.
Thirty seconds, everybody.
Sometimes I find myself swerving away from the sound station even in the sim. Easy out of 5. And hard up the hill.
Let's take a walk down the grid. 13 cars ready to race. Leading the field, PRO. Top of PRO, Gilles Lalonde in the number 203 Lamborghini STC. Matthew Overton, 8th in the championship, P2. Jerry Chen, 7th in the championship, P3. Max Somethinglat, 3rd in the championship, P4. Norm Gruff, 3rd in the championship, P5. John Maher, 7th in the championship, P6.
Still no lights on the race car.
Oh.
Paul Ibbotson, 10th in the championship, P7.
I'll work on that sometime, somehow, someday.
JT Tammy, 2nd in chip, P8. Daniel Kirby, 2nd in the championship, P9. Moving on to AM. Leading AM, Frank Radosti in the number 404 Lamborghini STC. James Bowders, 3rd in the championship, P2. Carl Struhl, 6th in the championship, P3. Olivier Gervais, 2nd in the championship, P4.
Everybody, have a great race out there.
They're away. We're racing for 29 minutes at Laguna Seca. 13 cars across 2 classes. Tough spell for Frank Radosti, now P6 in AM. Norm Gruff challenging Frank Radosti for position. Carl Struhl making a move on Frank Radosti. JT Tammy going for it on Frank Radosti. Here comes Frank Radosti on Carl Struhl. Frank Radosti making a move on JT Tammy. Pass complete. Frank Radosti is P1 in AM. JT Tammy challenging Max Somethinglat for position. JT Tammy takes P5 in PRO. JT Tammy has been quicker, pulling away. Max Somethinglat alongside JT Tammy. James Bowders going for it on JT Tammy. Paul Ibbotson going for it on JT Tammy. Frank Radosti alongside JT Tammy. JT Tammy going for it on Carl Struhl. JT Tammy works through traffic. JT Tammy challenging Frank. JT Tammy clears the slower car. JT Tammy is pulling away, gap up by 0.8 seconds. Still just 0.4 seconds between them. The gap is stretching out for JT Tammy. That's the quickest sector 3 we've seen, JT Tammy. Action in PRO, Gilles Lalonde versus Matthew Overton for P1. P2 for Matthew Overton, a quiet run so far. PRO driver Gilles Lalonde gets a better exit from straight 1. PRO driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 1. Nobody quicker than Matthew Overton in sector 1. Matthew Overton with 0.6 seconds of clear air ahead. Let's watch Daniel Kirby going for the... Daniel Kirby gets by James Boders. Watch Daniel Kirby behind Paul Ibbotson, closing fast. Daniel Kirby up 2 places to P7 in PRO. Oh, Paul Ibbotson is in trouble in PRO. Here's the replay. Back to Paul Ibbotson, running P9 in PRO. You could set your watch by Gilles Lalonde's lap times. Gilles Lalonde maintaining P1. Daniel Kirby challenging Max Somethinglap for position. We rejoin the PRO battle for P1. Gilles Lalonde and Matthew Overton. Daniel Kirby running in P6. Daniel Kirby sets the benchmark in Sector 1. JT Tammy challenging Norm Gruff for position. Back to the fight for P5 in PRO between Norm Graff and Daniel Kirby. Strong drive out of straight one for PRO driver JT Tummy. PRO driver JT Tummy gets a better exit from straight one. PRO driver JT Tummy accelerating harder from straight one. PRO driver JT Tummy is quicker on the power out of straight one. Better traction for PRO driver JT Tummy out of straight. Oh, let's watch Frank Radosti going for the pass on Carl Struhol. Frank Radosti holds P2 in AM. Can Matthew Overton finally take that top step? 3 races in and still looking for a win. Here's Daniel Kirby's pass on Norm Graff in PRO.
What was that?
Returning to the battle for P10 in AM, Frank Radosti versus Olivier Gervais. Max Sunfenlap closing the gap to Norm Graff. Daniel Kirby is building a cushion. Norm Graff challenging Gilles Lalonde for position. A championship shaping move. Norm Graff past Gilles Lalonde in PRO. P5 Norm Graff 0.9 back from the next car. Let's watch Paul Ibbotson going for the traffic cleared for Paul Ibbotson. Over 25 seconds of wheel-to-wheel racing here. Another look at Daniel Kirby overtaking Jerry Chen in PRO. We rejoin the PRO battle for P11. Paul Ibbotson going for it on James Bowders. Oh, Paul Ibbotson had a significant problem on lap 2. Here's what we missed. Returning to James Bowders in P. Oh, PRO Paul Ibbotson in. Now on board with Paul Ibbotson driving the. Daniel Kirby has problems in PRO. Here's the view from Daniel Kirby's cockpit in the number 201 Lamborghini STC. Here comes Max Sunfenlap on Daniel Kirby. John Maher making a move on Daniel Kirby. Frank Radosti going for it on Daniel Kirby. Battle for P3 and PRO. Pit stop for Paul Ibbotson, currently P113. Max Sunfenlap is all over Norm Graff for P4 in PRO. Norm. Oh, here's that PRO pass by John Maher on Jerry Chen. Back to the fight for P3 and PRO between Norm Graf and Max Somethinglat. While we were elsewhere, James Bowders stopped on track on lap 6. We're back with JT Tammy in P1 and PRO. James Bowders still searching for that first win of... Oh, wheel to wheel in PRO. Max Somethinglat challenging Norm Graf for P3. Paul Ibbotson, 10th in the championship, pitting from P113. Battle for P6 in PRO, Gilles Lalonde and Daniel Kirby. Halfway point, 17 minutes remaining. Let's look back at when Daniel Kirby came to a halt on lap 6. Returning to the battle for P6 and battle for P3 and PRO. Norm Graf and Max Somethinglat. Max Somethinglat making a move on Norm Graf. Oh, issues for Norm Graf in the PRO. John Mayer going for it on Norm Graf. Norm Graf right behind Daniel Kirby now. Here comes Gilles Lalonde on Norm Graf. Norm Graf closing on Gilles Lalonde, gap down to 1.7s. Frank Radosti alongside Norm Graf. Gap now 0.8 seconds for Norm Graf. P8 Norm Graf keeping it clean. Wheel to wheel in PRO, John Maher challenging Max Somethinglat for P3. John Maher is reeling in Max Somethinglat. James Bowders had a significant problem on lap 6. Here's what we missed. We rejoin the AM battle for P9, Olivier Gervais and Karl Struhal. The gap is coming down for Karl Struhal. Max Somethinglat trying to hold off John Maher for P3 and PRO. John Maher is under relentless pressure here. Norm Graf looking to get by Frank. Norm Graf has caught Gilles Lalonde on track. Norm Graf. Oh, a spin for Olivier Gervais in AM. Let's take another look. Back to Olivier Gervais running P3. Oh, while we were elsewhere, Norm Graf stopped on track on lap 9. Back to the fight for P11 and AM between... Oh, Max Somfenlap under pressure from John Maher in the PRO fight for P3. Twelve laps completed by Max Somfenlap. Gilles Lalonde spun in PRO. Let's see that again. Returning to Gilles Lalonde in P7 in... Oh, while the action has quieted down, let's revisit an earlier moment. We're back with Gilles Lalonde in P7. Oh, Olivier Gervais all over James Bowders for P10 and AM. Olivier Gervais is chipping away at Jerry Chen's lead, 0.5 seconds now. Olivier Gervais holding P12. Here's John Maher making a... and John May. Returning to the battle for P3 in PRO, John Maher versus Daniel Kirby. A solid 14 laps so far from John Maher. Oh, battle for P8 in PRO. Gilles Lalonde and Max Somfenlap. Ten minutes left in the session. Let's look back at when Norm Graf came to a halt on lap 9. We rejoin the PRO battle for P8, Gilles Lalonde and Max Somfenlap. Battle for P10 in AM, James Bowders and Jerry Chen. The gap is only 0.7 seconds, so close. Look at this PRO battle. Olivier Gervais lost the rear in AM. Here's the replay. Back to Olivier Gervais running P4. Oh, Gilles Lalonde had a significant problem on lap 12. Here's what we missed. Returning to Olivier Gervais in P. Oh, John Maher trying to hold off Daniel Kirby for P3 and PRO. Daniel Kirby going for it on John Maher. Daniel Kirby gets it done into P3 and PRO. Daniel Kirby running in P3. Here's Jerry Chen making a move. Jerry Chen clears the slower car. Jerry Chen's advantage is shrinking. James Bowders has closed by 5.0 seconds. James Bowders going for it on Jerry Chen. Jerry Chen cruising in P11. Frank Radosti is all over Norm Graf for P5. Oh, a spin for Max Sommerlap in PRO. Let's take another look. Back to the fight for P5 in PRO between Norm Graf and Frank Radosti. What a defensive drive from Norm Graf. Look at this AM battle. James Bowders versus Jerry Chen for P10. James Bowders' pace is fading. Five minutes to go. Great PRO racing. Matthew Overton defending P2 from Daniel Kirby. We're about 30 seconds into this fight and still no resolution. Daniel Kirby has cut the gap by 1.0 seconds. Jerry Chen has spun in PRO. Let's see that again. We're back with Jerry Chen in P8 in PR. Oh, while we were elsewhere, Max Something stopped on track on lap 13. Back to Jerry Chen running P8. Quicker laps now from Norm Graf. Two minutes remaining. Battle for P11 at AM, Jerry Chen and Olivier Gervais. Olivier Gervais making a move on Jerry Chen. Olivier Gervais gets by Jerry Chen. Olivier Gervais holding P1. One minute left in the session. This battle has been raging for a minute and a half now. Here's something interesting we missed. A first win of the season for JT Tammy in PRO. Returning to JT Tammy in P1 in PRO. On board with Daniel Kirby in the number 201 Lamborghini STC. Switching to Frank Radosti's on board in the number 404 Lamborghini STC. Frank Radosti, 8th in the champion, now on board with Carl Struhl driving the number 42 Lamborghini STC. Let's see it from James Bowder's perspective. Daniel Kirby finishes P2 in PRO, 2nd in the championship. Carl Struhl finishes P2 in AM, 6th in the championship. Matthew Overton completes the PRO podium, 8th in the standings. James Bowders completes the AM Here's the view from
Thanks,
Daniel Kirby's
everybody.
cockpit in the number 201 Lamborghini
Good racing,
STC.
JT, Daniel. And I'll
And
take
well done
third,
yourself there, Matt.
Frank, Carl, and James for the top of the AMs. Interesting race.
Hey, I'm not complaining, but I got wrecked out of P1 because of a micro desync in turn 4. Halfway into turn 4, and all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I'm playing pinball off of both walls.
Oh, man. I don't know that we can do anything about that.
No, you can't. It's just part of one-line racing.
Yeah, sorry about that, James.
No, that's okay.
Mr. Matthew.
Yes, sir.
Nice
if you're going to leave
start.
the door open like that all the time and go real slow,
You know I'm cutting back toward the apex.
yeah, and you're leaving the door wide open and going really slow.
And the new overlap.
Nice dive
real
bomb.
pitch.
I'd like to thank everybody for us avoiding that huge possible pileup down in turn 2.
Was there a
Yeah,
pilot
on
in pit
lap
turn
1.
2? On lap 1?
On lap 1, yeah. We almost had a major incident.
But we did not. We almost
we
did, but did not.
That's right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I'll
my
have to
bad
watch
for the scary thing between 5 and 6 on that first lap.
You scared me, Tammy.
It scared me, dude.
Well, now that I'm thoroughly soaking wet.
The broadcast got it too.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt and everybody. Great racing tonight.
Yeah, it was a great track. Lots of fun. Thanks everybody for coming out. All 14 of you, I include Tom as well, didn't come for race 2. That's really appreciate the sport, guys.
Those were
Frank, are
kind of
you on?
tough.
Like this
Frank,
car's
are you-
got a mind of its own.
Well, first race I had the bad setup. I was overheating my tires too much. Changed it for the second race, was better, but I managed to lose my front splitter halfway through the race.
That's not helpful.
Doesn't turn as well.
I spun it out in the screw.
Yeah, so did I. I lost
I
my
didn't
front
hit
splitter.
nothing though.
Did you lose your wheel again, Mac?
No, I made it to the end. I just lost a splitter.
Ah. There was a lot going on behind me. Every time I turned around or looked at I said, "There's like 2 different guys that are chasing me. What happened?"
It's called
Yeah, they get spinning at the
corkscrew.
The corkscrew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
did.
fun. That was fun, Matt.
Yeah, the damn corkscrew. First I saw you, Jerry, go, and I was like, oh. Then I saw, what was that, Norm go? I was like, oh. And then it was my turn right after.
I did a total Pedro at the corkscrew.
Oh, no.
I went sailing past Frank Radosti, but I went sailing past backwards.
Oh.
Ooh.
Paul did
Didn't
that
hit
with
anybody.
me during initial practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wondered what happened to you because suddenly you weren't there anymore. I thought, what happened to Paul?
Yeah, that put me a couple laps down.
Yeah, I saw you crashing at the top of the corkscrew.
Things
Yep.
sure drove a lot different here than it did Long Beach.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got the same setup.
I don't quite like that track. Too slippery.
So, Paul, did your headset behave itself tonight?
Yeah, headset was good. I just reset before each race, no problem.
Yeah, same here. And it lasts the half hour, no problem.
Yeah, so I think we got our fix until Meta fix up their software.
Yeah. As long as you can, well, I guess we'll be pitting for the longer races. We'll still be going in the pits, so we can still reset.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Certainly was.
Yes,
Yes, it's
it
been a great
was,
series. A lot of close
Watching guys
competition.
disappear in front of me.